Hello and welcome to nepaltraveler.com. We're back once again with another episode of our travel trade talk. And today I'm at the Holiday Inn Budhanilkantha, a fantastic resort on the outskirts of the city. And joining me is the general manager, Mr. Ajay Kumar. Welcome to the show, Ajay.
Thank you, Terence. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, and I want to thank personally to you and the entire team of Traveler.com.
We've been planning to meet you for some time, and finally we are here. So we're also
Yes.
happy to have this interview. So maybe to start with, Ajay, what brought you into tourism? The early days, how did it, your journey in tourism start, hospitality?
So it started actually 20 years back. It's been a 20 year now with the industry, but I come from Himachal, similar to Kathmandu and similar to Budhanilkantha. So I don't feel that I'm somewhere else. So we have two options actually those days. Either we used to go to army or the hotels. So most of the peoples from Himachal, Uttarakhand, you can find them in most of the hotels. So I tried for both. The first thing which had come, the hotel one, and that's how I came into the picture. So I did my hotel management from Chandigarh. Uh, then I started my journey with ITC in 2006. Then been to three international brands. I was with Accor, Marriott, and now from last 7 years with IHG. That's how I came. But with the IHG again, I had a great pleasures. I was with Intercontinental Jaipur. I was running the operations with that property and got transferred now with Holiday Inn Resort Budhanilkantha, leading this hotel from last almost 10 months. That's the journey so far.
So you've spent most of your time with international brands in India.
Yes.
And
So out of 20 year, if I would say, almost 17 year with international brands. So that's the pleasure I have, or that's the kind of experience actually I had. So I had an opportunity to move even within India also to different part. I was in Delhi. From there I started my journey. Then I moved to Bombay. I was almost for 7 years in Bombay. A very short stint in Chandigarh. Then I was in Ahmedabad for almost 3.5 years, and for almost 6 years in Jaipur. So for me is another state, if I would say in that manner, because it's a very India again, as you know, we have so many state, different culture, different experience. When it comes to our hospitality, also different clientele, different segment that we operate. So that's how it's for me is moving from one state to the another, and very close to Delhi. It's 1 hour drive, 1 hour flight
flight.
actually.
So coming to Nepal, what were your expectations and how did this happen? I mean, that's the first one outside India.
Yeah, I was going through my program, which I had the privilege, again, thanks to IHG. We have this journey into GM. So I've completed my program and this opportunity came. And I said, let's take the new challenge. Again, a resort. I've been to a city hotels. I worked with the business hotels. Then I was in Jaipur, but I've never had an experience working at the resort. So I thought, let's take this challenge. So that's how I landed up.
And so arriving in Nepal 10, 11 months ago, what was your first impression and what did you say that these are the things I need to work with?
The moment I came, obviously we all know the first focus is to fix the hotels in terms of how we have certain brand standards. So the first focus that I was carrying, I had a meeting with my team. So the first and the foremost was to work with the team and to make them understand. As you know that it's been now 1.5 year for the property also. The property was fairly new. We were also settling it down, and the important part was to make the team, entire team, to understand how the brand works, what are the brand standard that we have to follow. So the first, we fixed the entire property in terms of the brand standard. in terms of what are the brand culture that we have. So that's the first, and second, how we are going to position the resort in the market. It's people say a outskirt. I won't say it's just a 20 to 25-minute drive from wherever we want to see. And if I look at even the Kathmandu, if from here center, city center, which is Thamel, Naxal, we take hardly 20 to 25 minutes, and for our airport also it's 30 to 35 minutes, even on the peak hour. So we made the team understand, we built a team, we had a great set of people, and then we started marketing the hotels. And thanks to you people also, which we always keep on getting a support. And I'm sure you have seen the change in the resort, how we move, where we were and where we are now.
When you bring in international brands, and now in Nepal there are a number of international brands, for the destination, what is the advantage of having brands like IHG?
So there are so many advantages. Like first, we have IG1 Reward, which is our a membership program. Now we have more than 145 million members. So obviously, when the people are looking and they are just opening the IG1 Reward app, they see there are hotels in Kathmandu or in Nepal. So that's one. Second is why the people look for all international brands: safety, security, and the most important, cleanliness. They know, okay, if they are going and visiting a holiday inn, we have a certain set of
Standard.
standard. So they do a easy comparisons. We have so many holiday inns. So for us, like as people, we have so many holiday in India. So we're getting that advantage, right? So people, then they look at, oh, there is a holiday in Nepal, let's book it and let's move. So that's the benefit we are getting. And obviously we are just raising the bar in terms of the standard, in whether it is the service, whether it is a food and beverage offering. We all know how we launch our Saturday brunch, which is the most successful brunch that we had. And we are going to complete even 1 year in March for our brunch. We had a great response. So we have two parts for our brunch. During the winter, it's Hills Are Calling for a barbecue brunch, and during the summer, a brunch with the pool. So we have seen a great success, and that's a great story to talk. Even it's most of the time it's sold out. That's how we do. And a great food and beverage. We have Cafe Nagarjun, which is our all-day dining. Then we have Mekong, which is our Indian and Chinese restaurant, and an Infinity Bar where you can enjoy the sunset. So that's how it's.
Your hotel in the last few months, now that you're more settled in it, is also seeing a lot more of meeting businesses, banquet businesses.
Yes. So that's so our major the two things, mice, whether it is from India, we have seen a good movement from India in terms of pharma. Then the another thing that we are actually focusing, and obviously we had it good weddings also. So it's a resort where the people are looking and booking the entire this the destination weddings. So we had a buyout resort. We have a good indoor and outdoor venues, which generally the wedding clients look. So like in wedding, you have multiple functions. So you don't need to repeat the venue. We have so many options indoor and outdoor. So for every event, you have a different venue, which people look when they're doing a shoot for a weddings. And obviously with the backdrop of Shivapuri Hill, that's the uniqueness. And from a city center or a airport, it's hardly take 30-35 minutes. So the last year, in fact, we have good number of weddings, and that's how we are looking at weekend. Again, we all know for a people within the Kathmandu, uh, there were multiple destinations, but for them it's easy to come
Right.
and drivable distance, hardly 20 to 25 minutes. So that's how we are boosting.
Also, the area you talked about, Shivapur, you talked about this area. This area has a number of attractions, and I believe you were telling me about what you're planning to promote. Could you talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit?
Sure. So people, when somebody talk about Budhanilkantha, obviously we have the Budhanilkantha temples, Vishnu temple. That's one of the key destination. But there are so many other area which we are exploring, and in fact we are talking to, and we are taking our guests to those places. Dadagaon, which is another area, a fantastic view from Dadagaon. You can see both the city and the hills. Hiking for a Shivapuri hiking. Again, it's not that you have to go for a full day. There are Vishnudwar, Bagdwar, and a Sundari Jal. So you complete one day probably for a 3 to 4 hours. That's the
Right.
another one. ISKCON temple, which is another destination here. So that's how we are curating an itinerary, And even one day what we are doing, we have our own farm to fork concept within the resort, which we have take to our guest, and we pluck the vegetable from there and we cook for them. So there are so many things that we are doing. Even now how we are working, we are curating an experience within the resort, and how a day itinerary, maybe we are taking the guest not to the city center only, but within Budhanilkantha. So we are promoting Budhanilkantha as a destination.
Is this also working with the domestic tourist, people who want to, let's say, from Kathmandu and just want to come and experience the local?
Yes, it's working for a weekend now. Even the mice that is coming. So, let's say you come on a Friday, Saturday, do a meeting, and next day plan is a team building. So now the lot of these the domestic tourists that we are getting, and even in fact the mice that we are getting, in their itinerary, a next day is a trip to hiking or a Dada Gaon, and then they come back, have breakfast or a brunch, because Saturday we do a brunch. So they plug their package in such a way so they can enjoy the brunch also. So it's working in both ways. It's not only, even there are a lot of people which where they are telling us they were not aware about these locations. So it's good in a way. So we are promoting Budhanilkantha as a destination. So obviously we are the one Holiday Inn who's putting the entire team is putting in efforts and curating that itinerary for the domestic and international for both the guests.
And along with that, you are having these themed F&B, you're arranging certain.
Yeah, we do those even in the brunch also. Like for this month, the theme that we are operating is Tharu, which is to do with the local. So it's not only to do with the international food. We are simultaneously promoting the local food also within the resort. We all know when we have an international people, a traveler who are coming to Kathmandu, one day they want to explore the local. So we are promoting a local food with the local dishes. So even our dinner buffet menu or the a la carte, both we have the options where we do a mix of both. So it's international and the local for both. That's how we are doing.
When you look at resorts like us, and especially for Nepal as a destination, I mean, our two big markets could be China and India. How do you see your property, your brand, working with India to increase the number of tourists coming in?
So, as you know, as IHG, we have a national sales team who sits in Delhi. They also promote this, not the Holiday Inn resort only. All we are coming, as you know, we are coming up with so many hotels in Nepal. Two currently are operational. This year, hopefully, we'll open another near one in Kathmandu, two in Pokhara. So we will have, we are increasing our portfolio in Nepal. So the team who sits in Delhi, they also put in efforts to move some mice from India to this part of the country. We do some uh, packages which specific to these two country. Like in India, we are running this, as we all know. There's a long weekend coming in. This 26th January Republic Day. It's a long weekend for India, so we are promoting those packages for Indian market through our social media, online and offline, both way. So the team is in Delhi. They promote the hotels. We have a presence in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, all key market.
Do you think that we're getting our share of the Indian market, or we need to do more? And what should we do to get much more, let's say, more high-end tourists, more big spenders?
Yeah, I think we have to, as we spoke multiple time, we should put some more efforts to get people. There are so many destinations which we should actually highlight. We spoke about Dholeshwar Mahadev. People talk about Pashupatinath, but Kedarnath, Dholeshwar Mahadev, this is another unexplored destinations. I came to know through one of our guests who was staying at the resort only. We've been to that place. It's a beautiful part of not the Pashupatinath, the Kedarnath story. So that's one. Then we can curate some kind of itinerary, which we were talking even in the past also. How we can people. I've seen a lot of clientele who comes and visit Ayodhya and Varanasi. So there are a lot of they're coming by road and just completing this Kathmandu as well. So that's how. But it's a long way. Let's see how it goes.
We all need to work more
We have
towards
to
the
work towards
marketing
to
and
work the marketing and
promoting
how
it.
we can promote uh, as a destination, not as in a hotel. Let's promote as a destination, and obviously once the destination gets promoted, let the customer choose
What
the
is?
hotels. And as we all talk, we know, and we are talking even in detail also, that there are so many brands are coming. Obviously everyone will put an effort, and we will get that mileage because we have a strong presence. So through that presence, we might pull some good people from across the world. It's not only two or three country, but worldwide.
How do you see the coming months for tourism? Because there is election, there is certain amount of uncertainty in the travelers' minds. What would be your message to travelers? Or
It's safe to travel. I stay at the resort also. We keep on visiting. Sometimes the social media, we all know there are some stories are going. But yeah, we are getting a good queries starting from April, May, and June. We all know there are every quarter has a different clientele that we deal. So I'm sure and I'm very hopeful the things will move in a right way. We have seen the after September, even October and November and December's were pretty much okay, not that great, but yes, things were okay and getting settled down. We're getting queries in the coming month also. Things should move in a positive way.
as a final question, what are your plans with this resort further going ahead?
We want to create a destinations. This resort as a destination, a great address. The people should not only the weekend, even for a weekday also. The focus again, as we discussed, a great place for a wedding, for a destination weddings with the backdrop of Shivapuri Hill. Uh, we are very flexible in that way because the benefit when you do a wedding within the city and a little outskirts, so you not feel that you are outskirts and you cannot go to the city if something you
Yes.
want to explore during the weddings. So that's how the focus is to have more mice and the weddings at the resort and create this as a perfect address for the Kathmandu.
I think the resort has gained in popularity from the time it started. I see the kind of footfall you're having, and I wish you all the best
Thank
in your
you.
endeavors.